A person to lead the Prince George's County public school system. We have a Prince Georgian that has 22 years in our system, time in Montgomery County in leadership, and then at the helm of the Anne Arundel County system for 7 years. His wife just retired as a teacher here in Prince George's County, and he may mention it to you, but I think he tries to keep it fairly quiet from time to time, and he actually went to high school with Wayne Curry. Now, Wayne is not here today, Ken, so I can say that. All right. But ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the new Chief Executive Officer of the Prince George's County School System, a man with an incredible task ahead of him, Dr. Kevin Maxwell.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure for me to be here. It's very, Jim talked about the excitement. I feel pretty excited myself. I did indeed. I grew up in Prince George's County. If you haven't read the resume, my mom moved our family here the summer between when I was in second and third grade. So I've been here since I was somewhere around 7 years old. And I finished elementary school at Kentland Elementary School. Went to junior high school in those days at Kent Junior High. I'm a graduate of Bladensburg High School. And I was a year behind Wayne Curry, it's true, and John McDonough, the Secretary of State from Maryland. I mean, there were a lot of people that went through Bladensburg in those days that are still around and still trying to make great contributions. It makes a real difference, not just in my understanding of what the facilities look like and what the instruction looks like, what the class size look like, but it makes a difference to the people that you're there. I mean, you all have people who work for you, and they like to know you have their interests at heart as well, that you know who they are, that you work with them, not that they work for you necessarily, but that you all are on a team together. I've had people tell me they've been in the district for 17 years, never seen a superintendent before in person, never had them in their building as a principal, never had them in classrooms as teachers. And that's the same thing that I've heard, wherever I've been. It just makes a difference that people really understand, what's going on in their second grade classroom or their 8th grade classroom or their high school, physics class. It makes a big difference to them. So I'm going to devote a lot of time to those visits this year, making sure that I really it's a big district. It's going to take a lot of time to do that. Got some people right now calling my office going, I really need to talk to Dr. Maxwell. And I keep saying, well, I'm not going to keep canceling these visits because if I'm going to get to 200 and some schools in 1 year, you have to devote the time, otherwise it just doesn't happen. So I'm very interested in expanding, again, some of the programs that are currently in place. I've read a lot of newspaper articles and TV interviews and letters that people have sent, people coming to the meet and greets that we have, which hundreds and hundreds of people came to every one of those, which was pretty incredible. I've read a lot about Montessori, French immersion. The STEM field is in very, very high demand, and while we have a couple of very stellar programs in the county, I think for a district this size, we could certainly look at some additional programs. Some expansion of the partnerships with colleges and universities would be great. Homeland security work doesn't seem to be a big priority in the school district right now, but it's a big concern. I know we have I met with the fire chief yesterday, and I know we have a cadet program at one of our schools, but certainly providing the employees for this county, for our county government, for the fire department, the police department, for other agencies is something that we should all be focused on. And I'd certainly like to work on some of our own teachers, for example. A lot of times you bring people in from another place, and they're here for a little bit, but then the strings of home, call them back, and so you have that turnover after you've invested in training time in them. So, doing some work to attract our own, students into the profession is something that's important. Languages, I think, is something that we really need to look at, not just the French immersion, but 23% of our students are Spanish speaking, and we really need to talk about having English speaking students able to converse with almost a quarter of our student population that is not are not native English speakers. So we need to work on those items, and I think rather than continue to early childhood is another issue. I think we all ought to be forthcoming about. We don't have the capacity anywhere in the state, not just here in Prince George's County, but to provide the amount of services that we should have for the kids who are really in need for preschool services. So we'll try to expand those opportunities as well, and hopefully we'll get some state funding to help those resources. So, I think with that, maybe I'll yield the mic.
Let's welcome our county executive, Rashawn Baker.
Thank you. I know you had a long agenda here, and I really came to support Kevin Maxwell. Before I talk about our CEO, I too want to congratulate, I was going to say this, Brad Seaman. I don't know if you know, and I know John O'Brien's here. Last week, I think it's last week, the days kind of get mixed up. We were at the hospital announcing the new hospital we're going to build here in Prince George's County, not just a hospital, but a regional healthcare facility, medical facility that's going to spur economic development around that metro. And I said it then, and I want to say it publicly, that deal would not have taken place. We would not have been able to pull the folks together, and I not badgered Brad after I won the primary to get it done. But it is the kind of commitment, and if we can give him another round of applause. I also don't get the chance often to embarrass people who work with me on a daily basis, but I think the gentleman is still here. In Inc. magazine, if you get that, one of our very own that works in Prince George's County has a business here and works with me every day. Sean Scarlato's group, Blue Line Security, were named as one of the fastest growing companies of Sean's here. Can we give him a round of applause? And I did want to say this. We talked, one of the questions to Dr. Maxwell was about reaching out to private schools and seeing some of the best practices. And we started doing that. And people know I visit schools once a week. I had the pleasure of going to Pastor Jenkins' school and seeing some phenomenal things that are going on and some ideas that we could bring back to ours. So I want to thank you for the work you're doing, and Riverdale Baptist and others, because we've got to do that. The idea in this county is we want people to have choices, quality choices, whether it's healthcare, whether it's jobs, whether it's education. We want to make sure everyone has a chance to know that they can get whatever they want here in Prince George's County to elevate the quality of life. That can't happen, whether it's business or anything else, without having a first-rate public school system. Because as we all know, every jurisdiction, with the exception of cities are always the exception to the rule, every jurisdiction is measured by whether they're good or bad by the quality of their public education. People know Fairfax County because they have a good public school system. People know Montgomery County because they have a good public school system. People now know Anne Arundel County because they have a good public school system. With everything else that we have in this county, with everything else we have, we are blessed. We are blessed. God blessed us. This is the promised land. You're right next to the District of Columbia. You've got metro stations here. You've got everything. What we were missing is being known as one of the best places. And we were at one time. Suitland High School used to produce some of the best people. And it's not just me. They still produce great people. I got 3 of them in my household. But one of the commitments I made as county executive was I was going to do everything I could to assemble the best team possible to make sure that we brought every level of life in Prince George's County up. And I think we were doing that, and we're doing that. The one area I wanted to see us make faster growth in was in our education system. And in order to do that, I felt that we needed to be able to go out and get the best person possible who understood the system. Ideally, people said, I want somebody who's going to be here for the long haul. It's not just going to be, this is not the pass-through on their way to somewhere else. This is it. And, to get somebody who grew up here, went to school here, went to college here, was a principal here, learned things elsewhere, and has never, ever, ever left the county. Has lived his life here, even when he worked elsewhere. We were lucky enough to get somebody who I think, and I know, and is going to make Prince George's County one of the places that's going to be known as one of the best public school systems in the nation. Kevin Maxwell, if you can give him a round of applause. And so I will close with this. I don't know if Kevin asked you this, but I'm going to ask you. You know, we're on the chopping block. You know, if it goes down, I'm going down with the ship. Now, I also made sure that the council goes down with the ship also. I ain't no fool. I made sure the legislature goes down with the ship too. I ain't no fool. But we need your help. You know, we're all in this together. This is not, you know, one oar in the water. We need everybody helping. And so you have a job to do. Kevin came here to tell you about the things that he's going to do, but he's also came here to say, we need your help. Financially, but more so emotionally. We need you committed wholly, as if your child goes to our schools. We need those best practices you see everywhere teaming up with him. So he's going to be calling on you, and I'm going to be calling on you to help us in ways that may not look like they're helping schools, but they really are. Where if we call you about jobs or something else. But he needs your help, and we need your help. Because if we don't improve, as I'm going down, I'm going to be blaming y'all. I'm going to be pointing fingers. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think you get it, because you've been fighting this fight along with me. You were right there. And I know you get it from the leadership that's up here, from the chairman, Noah Mitchell, to the man that I actually thought I said, I got a nice, easy appointment for you. You don't have to do anything. We're going to put you in charge. We got a chairman of our education task force. And then we went and made the chairman of, apply for the school board. And Jim has been de facto chairman of the education task force, which has selected made recommendations to the county executive for all of the appointments I've made to the school board. You guys think those are good appointments? Are they great appointments? Well, this is the man right here who led that effort in screening through the thousands of applications that we got, or hundreds of applications we got in. And we're going to do another one. So I just want to say thank you. I want to thank you for allowing Kevin to come in. He's terrific. But this is not going to be our last stop here. We're going to be asking you to help us out. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. County Executive. Well, we stand adjourned. As you leave, please remember all of the families of the fallen victims of 9/11 and all the families of the fallen first responders and the surviving first responders. Good afternoon.